Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spice and Wolf episode number 17 reaction. Alright, the previous episode things were looking kind of in the positive side at the very first part because it did start with the whole Amanti challenging Lawrence and saying that I'm going to pay you back and like for Hollow's debt and all that stuff. That it did start in that way, but it kind of went in a very positive way where like Lawrence was like, you know what, it's fine, I have full faith in Hollow, and Hollow also kind of laughed it off. So they went to the festival and everything. It kind of went in a good way, but then disaster struck when Hollow, like the letter that Lawrence got was read by Hollow, and Lawrence didn't realize she couldn't read, and over there was written that obviously um, you know the destruction of her hometown. What was his name? Yoitsu, wasn't it? Yeah. The destruction of that place and all that stuff, is written. At which Hollow started thinking, oh, maybe Lawrence knew about this. He never told me. Now, obviously, like I think I mentioned this in the previous episode. I feel like both of them had a little bit of fault in the escalation of this whole situation, but at the same time, in a different way, if you think about it, both of them weren't really at fault. So nobody's at fault, and maybe both of them had minor amount of problem, like fault. That is why this whole thing escalated. The main fault is like communication. They didn't communicate properly. Hollow had her own troubles, while Lawrence had her own things that he thought, and he didn't realize it's going to escalate this far. So it's a mess. However, yeah, it just ended in a very big quarrel, and that's how it ended. So let's see what happens. There's the whole thing with Pyrite as well, which I'm very concerned about. So let's see. So yeah, let us get started. Episode number 17. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, the festival. Okay. Okay. Damn, someone almost got injured. Oh boy. Hmm. It's very interesting. There's a subtlety in what, like a very subtle like difference in what Hollow says, that what am I, no, what are you to me? And then she changes that and she says, what am I to you? It seems like it's a very like a normal conversation, but I guess that there's a big difference between those two where, like Hollow says, at first she says, what are you to me? After telling which, she probably realizes that she knows what he is to her, but the problem here is she doesn't know what she is to him. That's why she changed that, and then in the end she says, no, what am I to you? Which is the big question, because she herself knows what Lawrence is to her. So that's not a question. The question is, what is she to Lawrence? Which she has no idea about, and she herself is conflicted about. So, it's a very subtle, like, change in dialogue, but I guess it makes sense why she changed it like that. When she first says that, what are you to me? And then she says, no, what am I to you? So, just something that I just realized when I saw that part again. Right. Yeah, he did say that. Hmm. Can you help? Yeah. Hmm. Give up. Yeah, true. Okay, so it's going to increase from here onwards as well. Right. Return to God. Not fundamental. Price crash. Ooh. Oh, how do you do that? Return to the God. Yeah, she did help him multiple times. Not multiple times, but each and every time, you know. Is that pirate? Oh. Yeah, more people are going to buy now. Oh my god, it's going to increase, keep increasing. Hmm. No, Amati. Oh, right. What's that not? Oh, people. Okay. Hmm. Well, you gotta think of something. No, this is. I was for a moment. I was like, wait, am I tripping? What's happening? Like, really? I for a moment I was like, what's happening? Isn't that Hollow talking with Lawrence? Letter from what? Written by me. So Hollow wrote a letter. Hollow, I'm guessing. 200. I don't. Wait, what? Oh. Oh my god. Like he did say that. And she. Wait, she stamped? Wait, what? Okay. Barca Ramada. Is he here? Oh no, he's not here. Right. Oh, there he is. Business. My pyrite. Wait, what? I can left 500 training according to today's market value. Okay. Yeah, so he's like, sell it on credit. So, wait. So he won't take money from him. Current market, current market for tomorrow even. Money now. Oh, okay. So if he can make the price fall by tomorrow, I'll get even if the price has risen. Yeah, so technically he's like, it will be at a loss if it increases. I see. Okay, okay. It's a bet, basically like a gamble, I guess. But obviously he knows the market. What? Yeah, that's so if you sell it, increase value of the item is yeah, I was gonna say decrease. You want the value of the item you sell to decrease. I need to think about this later. Proportional profit from that much big if the value goes down. Yeah, take a profit. I'll take a loss. Yeah, dual. Yeah, like one person will win, one person will lose. It's impossible to do this without putting it in writing. Yeah. I will send the loan document earlier in the... Okay, what? Okay, I didn't understand this part. All resident. There's up the contract. Oh, that's why he's saying it's also a disadvantage for you as well. Bro, it's so easy to bait him. Yo. Yeah, you little. He's too egotistical. Yeah, we'll see about that. Go home, boy. God damn it. Like, the problem with this kid? He's too freaking prideful. It feels like he's never, come across loss. That's why he has let it get to his head. He might be a good person in the inside, but he's too egotistical and too prideful. And that's why he took the bait so crazy. Like, as soon as Lawrence, brought Hollow in the conversation, he's like, okay, let's do it. God of meat. Hmm. Yeah. Isn't the wholesale wheat purchase? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. For the price of wheat to go up. Oh, so okay. Yeah, but now they're talking about pyrite. So if wheat is okay, okay, they'll rush to buy that, so they won't buy pyrite. It's going to decrease the, or and they'll sell it. Okay, okay. But is it really going to work with one little rumor like that? 500 silver. Oh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. That's why it's sold on credit. Okay. I need to understand this properly. I'll think about it later. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I see. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Right. Merchant. That I guess like is he talking about reputation or something? Hmm. Yeah, I can see the. Hmm. Yeah, that is true. He's going to stay here. He's not going to leave. Yeah. Yeah, like Lawrence was thinking about it from his perspective. Yeah. His family's there. So, oh boy, this is problem. He needs someone who's like a traveling merchant. Price of my sandwich. Yeah, it's not that easy. So he's like, you don't have that amount of money that can salvage my reputation. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe if he can help. What? What? i- Can she? Yeah. Is this something we don't know? Trade with her? What? Okay. Oh yeah, true. They do need that. She mentioned it. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, okay, okay. We can get it from them. Okay, okay, nice. Ooh. That might be interested in selling. Okay, so he's like, you know, what? Okay. Hmm. Okay, that's good. So yeah, we can get pirate from Diana and Batos. I guess, you know. And as he said, like I cannot actively involve myself in this, his friend said, but I can just, talk about a few things to you, like accidentally, like I can slip it, I can whisper it to you, kind of like that. He's like, so he can do that, I guess. Obviously, he's not directly like going around asking people to he can just like just listen to the rumors and talk like, okay, I see, that makes sense. Hmm. Hmm. And that was today's episode. You know what? Today's episode, I have to say, it was a bit difficult to understand while reacting, because if I was just watching anime, I would probably just like pause like 100 times, you know, and like go through the different sections, try to understand. Because I remember I used to watch anime like that back when I didn't react to anime. But since I'm reacting and it's like a timer reaction, I cannot really pause it. So I have to wait up until the very end. Now I can go through the whole thing. So even though I didn't pause and I completely like went throughout the whole episode like trying to understand what they're saying, I feel like I could understand most of the things in today's episode. I thought I would have more trouble understanding all those stuff that they were saying, but I think I have the basic idea of what's going on. So let me talk about that first. As far as I could understand, the basic situation is that you know, um, like Lawrence makes a, I guess you could say he calls it a duel, like a, like a directly challenges Amati and says that I'm going to buy pyrite, like from you on credit. I think something like that. He said he talks about the whole. I'm going to go to that part and read that properly. He talks about the whole credit, like buying and selling part, and he and he challenges him and he says like this is how we're going to do our business. At which Amati says, why doing it on credit? It makes no sense. And then for a moment he thought and he was like, okay, I can see what you're saying. So this is one good way of making more money or losing money. So it's like a bet. Basically, it's like a gamble. Like you're either going to win or lose. So it'll all depend on the market price. So, as he says, and as I could understand, if the market price falls, then Amati will be at a loss. If it falls by tomorrow, then Amati will be at a loss. And if it increases, then Lawrence will be at a loss or something like that. I'm going to go and read that and properly understand that. The technical, like the technical stuff over there. But I think it was roughly that. That's what's happening. And using this money that he's going to get from Amati, he's buying him from it from him from credit. He said like something like 520 or something. He like Lawrence has decided to use that to buy pyrite. And obviously, if you buy pyrite, it is going to increase the market price. So that is why he was saying I cannot just go outside and be like, oh, give me pyrite. It's going to increase the thing. That's why he went to his friend and told him that I want your help. You need to do this subtly and not and keep it like a hush hush kind of thing, so that the market price doesn't go up. Just like very slowly and quietly buy pyrite. At which obviously his friend is like, I cannot do that, because if you're talking about a traveling merchant, then they can do it. They literally have this is not the place they would stay. They would come here, do business, and leave. For them, they can take risks like this. Me, however, I have a family here. If I do something like this, my reputation will be in shambles. People will tell me talk about me and say stuff like, oh, he's like a crazy, like whenever it comes to money, he loses his mind. He's like a gambler. Reputation will go down. That's why he said a very important thing. He said something like, when you are like a merchant who has settled down, you need to actually settle down and calm down. Risks that people like you who are traveling around takes cannot be taken by us, because for now we are having living our lives are connected with everyone, like the people who are helping me out, my family, my relatives, my wife, my children. So I need to be careful about that, so I cannot help you out with that. So that's the problem, and that is why obviously Lawrence himself cannot go. As he says, he needs the connections and needs to keep it hushed, the whole situation. That is why when he was like, oh, you can go and ask for Diana. And I also completely forgot, because they mentioned in that episode where we met her, they mentioned something like, oh, no, was it that episode? No, I think Lawrence himself mentioned that pirates are stuff that alchemists need. So it was mentioned already. So I completely forgot that. And obviously Lawrence as well, because of all of these crazy situation, he also, it slipped his mind. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. She'll have pyrite. She's an alchemist. And obviously, her pyrite will be something completely isolated. Because she and her group of people, they're completely isolated from these people. So, even if I buy pirate from her, it won't affect the market price. It won't increase the market price because that's a completely separate thing. So I'm still not 100% sure what Lawrence is planning. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I still need to understand. I'll go through this whole episode little by little. But I think like the basic thing is like the basic situation is this. He will do this whole selling on credit thing with Amati. Then using that money, he's going to invest in pyrite, and he needs to invest in such a way that it doesn't increase the market price. Because if he buys more, obviously it's going to increase the market price. So he needs to be careful about that. That's why if he buys it from Diana, then it won't really affect the market price because their pyrite is completely like a separate like stock. So something like that. Now, obviously, I'm guessing in next episode we'll have to probably go and talk to Diana and Bartos. First, I'm guessing he's going to talk to Bartos, and Bartos is going to take him to Diana, and then they'll have like a negotiation over there. So, and I'm assuming Diana will obviously she will have her own, set of like conditions that she would want for Lawrence to. I doubt she'll be like, okay, sure, fine, take it. I'm sure she'll have her set of conditions. So we'll probably have to listen to that and help her out on that front as well, I'm guessing. Then maybe finally we can, buy it. And all of this will have to be done before next day's, I think, evening. I think that's the time. All of this have to be done before that. So that's another thing. So yeah, I think basically that is the basic the situation in a nutshell. Obviously there's way more complications in it than I was talking about, and there's a lot of other technical stuff going on. So I'm going to try to understand that now. I'm going to go to this episode and talk about this episode scene by scene, and then I'm going to understand that. Other than that, overall this episode was really good. Obviously it has the like the most of the episode was basically the whole economic stuff and everything. Like I said, I do remember watching this part in the anime, the older one, but I don't remember anything. And I do remember while watching it, there was one like a set of episodes that I was so confused about, and I didn't understand anything, or I did understand, but it was very difficult. So back then when I started watching anime, I was pretty new to anime then. None of this probably registered in my head. I probably didn't understand what happened, but I do remember it was pretty damn cool. That's all I remember. There was a particular few set of episodes that I very much liked. It was probably these few episodes. I think that was what it was. Anyways, now let me try to understand what has happened. A few other things. One thing we saw here is that Hollow. Obviously Hollow. You know what? I'm going to go to that part. That contract. No, first and foremost, Hollow, I'm guessing Hollow learned it from Amati, and she did the, she wrote everything, or told the innkeeper to write down everything, how much assets Amati has. Here, they wrote it down over there. Obviously, Lawrence was like, damn, good job, Hollow. And then we have the contract, and she realizes it's a marriage contract. So, okay, I need to understand this. So what exactly happened here? She stamped it. No, she signed it. Okay, so I'm guessing obviously this is still a piece of paper, unless and until this is, I guess you could say this is what's it called? Submitted, to wherever, I don't know, like maybe look at this place somewhere. Unless and until it's submitted, obviously this doesn't count. But she did sign it. I think so, because the first, the upper one is Amati's signature, I think, and her and his thumbprint, and then one on the the underneath one is Hollow's handwriting, I think. Obviously she is learning to write, so she cannot properly write, so she wrote it in that way, and it's her thumbprint, I'm assuming. So she signed and did everything in the marriage contract, but they didn't really submit it or something. They probably have decided to submit it later or something. That's right. Now here's the thing. One thing they bring up later on, which Lawrence brings up later, he says that, I did see the contract. However, there's a huge possibility that Hollow will tear it apart. So that is your disadvantage. Like he provoked him into like like playing the bet with him, using that as a weapon. So and Amati fell for it. Obviously, took the bait completely. But yeah, so as Lawrence says, like that is basically the whole thing. So unless and until it's submitted, if you just tear it apart, it'll be null and void. Like the whole thing wouldn't happen. So and I am assuming Hollow had the similar thought process, and she did this probably to lower Amati's guard, or maybe make him more confident in himself, so that he himself trips and falls because of his overconfidence. So I think it's something like that, because since Hollow signed it, Amati is now like, oh yeah, she's definitely going to come with me. She's never going to tear apart the contract. He's that overconfident. And unless and until Hollow did this, Amati probably wouldn't have gained this confidence, and he probably wouldn't have shot himself on his foot. That's literally what he did. By taking Lawrence's bet, I think he literally shot him in his foot, in his own foot. Because this whole opportunity that Lawrence got by like selling on credit, and this whole thing, I feel like this whole plan, like I still don't understand the entirety of Lawrence's plan, but I feel like this is going to evolve into something that is going to bring his downfall. So unless and until Hollow signed that paper, Amati probably wouldn't have gotten that overconfident, and he probably wouldn't have taken that bet. Since she signed it, he's now thinking, and that's why you remember there's a certain section he was laughing. I was like, what are you saying? In no way she is going to, like tear apart the contract. That's why he was that confident in himself, and he ended up taking Lawrence's bet. So I don't know. I think that's what it is. Otherwise, why the hell would Hollow sign it? It makes no freaking sense. Yeah, and here's the thing. I feel like the only reason Lawrence is feeling a little bit, like unsure about this situation is because in the previous episode we saw Hollow say something like, oh, like, like when she was all like, like sad and everything, she said like, what am I to you? And then she said like, oh, I know, there's one person who likes me for who I am, like, who has made it clear to me. So, and then she like apologizes, and then she goes to sleep. That whole section, that is making like obviously Lawrence kind of be unsure about the situation, and that is why like there's a part of him that obviously like he knows that this whole match contract is definitely like something Hollow did because she tried to, or I don't know if he knows that, but I think he knows it. I think he knows that Hollow at least has this amount of a she's this smart that she would use something like this to make an opportunity for him. So I think that's what's happening. Like and Lawrence, like I said, like Lawrence would have been probably fully confident if that little quarrel didn't happen with them, with Hollow. But the fact that she actually said something like that is probably messing with him, and that's why he's still not really sure, or he knows that Hollow's never going to do something like this, but he cannot be confirmed about it. So it's kind of messing with him a little bit. But like I said, like otherwise it makes no sense. Why the hell would she even sign this? It makes no sense. Because as an audience, as I'm watching this, I know that Hollow is not that emotional, or not that, like, yeah, I would say emotional, but not that emotionally, like not that type of a person who would act on her emotions like that and throw everything else outside completely. So if this was some other character, like some other character from some other anime, I might have been like, who knows, maybe she genuinely signed it. But since this is Hollow, I can guarantee and say this, that she didn't just sign it because she was emotionally vulnerable. She signed it because she had a plan. And that plan was to make Amati overconfident so much that he makes a mistake and he shoots himself on his foot, and Lawrence can take advantage of that and completely destroy him. Something like that. But like I said, if since Lawrence cannot completely believe that, or cannot completely have faith in Hollow because of the quarrel, you know, he, like I said, is messing with him. It's probably messing with him because she said something like that back then, and that's why he probably knows in his heart that, like, yeah, like this is definitely something Hollow did to as a plan, but there's still a part of him that's nagging at him and probably just telling him that, oh, who knows, maybe she really signed it because, she doesn't want anything to do with you. This part of that is probably nagging him as well. But yeah, in no way did she, like, I can guarantee and say this, that in no way did she sign the contract just because she was, because she was emotionally vulnerable at that situation. In no way. I don't think Hollow is, I've seen Hollow. She's extremely logical. She's extremely witty. In no way I can see her making doing something like that. So, but yeah, let's wait and see, because I think this was like a ploy, like this was Hollow's ploy to make Amati overconfident, so that he literally shoots his own foot, I think. Anyways, we'll see. I'm guessing we're going to get our answers very soon. Right, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Was there anything else? No, I think that was it. Okay, so that's done. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through this episode scene by scene and try to understand the technical stuff. So there you go. The first scene is that scene where Lawrence is thinking about the previous night and their quarrel, and and you can see here, like I said, this part is messing with her. They highlighted that exact part, and in a flashback that Lawrence was thinking about, where Hollow said something like, "Who am I to you?" No, first she says, "Who are you to me?" and then she says, "Who am I to you?" I mentioned this during when the opening was playing. It's a very interesting thing, a very subtle change in dialogue, where Hollow says that at first she says, "Who are you to me?" and then she says, "No, who am I to you?" It might seem very very normal conversation, but I guess there's a very slight difference to it, because first she says, "Who are you to me?" but then she probably changes that sentence and says, "Who I to you?" because when she said that, "Who are you to me?" she herself knows what Lawrence is to her. So that's a question that she has an answer to, because she herself knows what Lawrence is to her. But the one question that she has is like, what is Hollow to Lawrence? Which is the thing that she doesn't have an answer to. And that is why she is, she became so insecure at that point. So that's why she changes that dialogue a little slightly, because at first she says, "Who are you to me?" but obviously, "Who are you to me?" she knows what Lawrence is to her. So that's why she changes that question and she says, "No, who am I to you?" And obviously Lawrence, doesn't really answer properly. She wasn't in any type of condition to listen to him. Anyways, and then she brings up that, oh, there's one person who loves me and who cares for me, and then that whole scene, that whole part we were seeing in a flashback. Like I said, especially that part is messing with Lawrence. That's why he cannot have complete, I guess you could say, he cannot calm his he calm himself down and think that, oh yeah, this is definitely, there's a part of him that's nagging at him, and he's probably scared that Hollow meant what she said. But obviously he must know that that was definitely not what she meant, but there's still a part of him that's probably nagging at him. Okay, anyway, so then Lawrence goes and asks to his friend for help, and he's like, this happened, and he's like, you saw what I said, you shouldn't lower your guard. He Amati is a very shrewd person, and he says it's a very difficult situation. Unless and until it's our almighty God who changes the direction of the wind, this is going to go in this direction. And this is where Lawrence says okay, then maybe I will become God and change the whole thing. I need to make sure that the pyrite becomes completely just worthless, and that is when he says, what, you're going to do a market crash or price crash, I think that's what he says. I have to turn the pyrite in his hands into plain rocks by sunset. There you go. So then he starts walking, Lawrence, and And he's thinking like, what can I do to crash the price and crash the whole thing? Is there anything that I can do? And he's thinking like all the time, like, Hollow's the one who has helped him in these types of situations. So he's thinking of that. And then he sees a lot of people, like there's one particular person who was like bought a lot of Pyrite, and he was talking about how you know he came here to trade in wheat, but now the Pyrite has increased, so he's like using this opportunity to jump the like the whole thing, and that's why he's got so much Pyrite, and he's telling everyone that, you see, it's going to increase even more, so buy it when you have the opportunity. And everyone's like, yeah, like, let's do that. So it's pretty obvious that the price will increase even more and more in the upcoming few days as more and more people buys it. So, and this is where it gets highlighted that most of the merchants here were actually to buy wheat, but then they're like jumping on the Pyrite. And this point comes into like action later, where they talk about spreading a rumor that, oh, the wheat price will increase. I'm going to talk about that later when that part comes, but this is established here that they're actually here for wheat, but they're actually buying Pyrite. Okay, so then we see Amati here, like kind of bowing, and he looks up and sees that Hollow's there, and Hollow looks at Lawrence for a moment. Lawrence looks away, and then Hollow goes inside. Then Lawrence goes in, and the innkeeper is like, I have a letter for you. Your companion told me to write this. So the first one is 200 silver coins in cash. Wait, let me read this. 200 silver coins in cash. Pyrite worth 300 silver coins, so 500. Assets that can be liquidated. Yeah, division of Amati's assets. And he's like, oh, good job, Hollow. Obviously she was able to extract that information from him. And that was that. And then he takes up the other one, and he's like, wait a minute, what the hell is this? Amati's handwriting. And then he's like, oh, this is a marriage certificate, and over here both of them have signed. And like I said, unless and until you submit this, I'm guessing to the town hall or the town center, whatever you call it, I'm guessing, it's not valid. So that is why, as Lawrence mentions before, if Hollow tears it apart, this whole thing is null and void. So there's a huge opportunity for that happening as well, which is probably what's going to happen. We'll see. But like I said, I'm pretty sure Hollow did that to boost Amati's confidence, so that he gets overconfident and literally shoots himself on the foot. So that's why Hollow probably did this, to put him into a false sense of security or something like that. Anyways, and then Lawrence is like, bring out all the money I've left with you. Okay, so now this is the part from where I need to properly understand what happened. He goes to the bars where Amati regularly visits. He goes to a few of the bars, cannot find him, and then finally finds him in one of the isolated bars. And he comes here, sits down beside Amati, and he's like, I have a proposal. I have a business proposal. So here we go. Now I'm going to read this part. From here onwards, it's going to take a while. I'd like you to buy my Pyrite. I currently have 520 silver coins worth of Pyrite. Okay, according to today's value market. Today's value market, 520 worth of Pyrite. He's like, you have to buy this from me. And he's like, are you joking? And he's like, no. You already know I'm making money by reselling Pyrite. So he's like, yeah, like, why would I buy Pyrite from you? I'm, already making money by buying and reselling and, doing this whole thing. Why would I do that? Knowing that, what's your intention behind it? Oh no, sorry, never mind. He's saying that I'm buying Pyrite and reselling them. So, that's how I'm making my money. So you're literally going to sell me Pyrite. Knowing that, what is the intention behind selling Pyrite to me? Could it be? So he's literally saying that. So what do you like? You truly don't care about Miss Hollow. You just want to make a profit out of it or something. Like like I'm literally like increasing my money and making profit by buying pirate and selling them, and you're selling me pirate, making it easy for me. Like what's up with you? So that's why he's like, yeah, like what is wrong with you? Is it true that you genuinely you literally do not care about her? That's why you're doing this. Which I guess it makes sense because he's confused. He's like, what the hell? Like he's making my job easy for me. If he sells me pyrite. I think so. Yeah, that's why he said something like this. Like, do you not care about Hollow as long as you recover the money owed to you? And he's like, no, Hollow is very precious to me. Why then? Of course, I don't just plan to sell you. Okay. I'd like to sell it to you on credit. Sell it to you on credit. What do you mean? In other words, I'd like to sell you pyrite currently worth 500 Trenny coins. Okay, so currently worth, okay, so you know what, I need to properly understand this. 500 Trenny coins. To make this easy, let's say that one okay, wait a minute. 500. Okay, I'm just taking like a number. Let's say that 1 gram of pyrite costs 1 Trenny coin. So that would mean 500 grams of pyrite would cost 500 Trenny coins. To make it simpler, So he's saying that I will like to sell you pyrite current worth 500 Trenny coins. So pyrite worth 500 Trenny coins in the current market price means 500 gram of pyrite. So I'd like to sell you 500 gram of pyrite for 500 Trenny coins. Sell you, which is at the current market price. Okay, like I said, it's an assumption that I took. I'm going to keep this in mind. This is going to help me understand what's going on with the whole market up and fall, like to properly understand this. Okay. At the current market value, at the current market value tomorrow evening. Wait, what does that mean? So you're going to sell it tomorrow, but at today's market value? Okay, I'd like to sell you pyrite currently worth 500 Trenny coins at the current market value tomorrow evening. Okay, so he's saying that I'd like to sell you 500 Trenny coin worth of pyrite at the current market price tomorrow evening. So the current market price, like I said, if at the current market price 1 gram of pyrite is equal to 1 Trenny coin, that would mean 500 gram of pyrite he wants to sell him tomorrow evening. Now the whole market might have changed completely tomorrow evening. So, but the amount is fixed. This amount he's going to sell him for the amount of money, like the current market price. So, tomorrow evening he's going to sell it to him, but not at tomorrow evening's market value, but at today's market value. I think that's what he's saying. Then and he's saying like, okay, then speak to me tomorrow evening. Like, why are you talking to me now? Like, at first Amati didn't realize what he's trying to say. He's like, if you want to sell it to me tomorrow, talk to me tomorrow. But no, there's a big difference. Like Lawrence says, like, today's market value, I'm going to sell it to you tomorrow. At that market value. So it's not as simple as selling it to you tomorrow. There's the whole point is selling it to you like in credit today, at today's market value, like tomorrow. Like that's the whole point. Okay. No, I'd rather have the money right now. Oh, no. So he needs the money now. Okay. Wait. So all right. So he needs the money now. So he's like, I'm going to sell it to you tomorrow at today's market price, but you need to pay me the money now. Okay, I see. So give me 500 Trenny coins. I will not be able to give you anything now. Tomorrow, I'd give that amount. Now, it doesn't matter if the market has risen or fallen. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give you that amount. And okay, now that I'm thinking, yeah, so it makes sense. So if the pyrite value decreases tomorrow, so let's say like 500 Trenny coins worth of pyrite tomorrow has become like, I don't know, like 50 Trenny coins or something, So that would mean since he already got the money, since Lawrence already got the money, he's already gotten that 520 coins. But tomorrow evening, he'll be selling that same amount of pyrite to him, which is worth 50 20 coins. So Amati will get a huge loss, because he gave Lawrence 520 coins and he's getting goods worth 50 because the market has changed tomorrow. And completely reverse situation, if the market price increases, if that 520 coins became 1,020 coins worth of pyrite, then Lawrence is going to sell that to him and he's going to make a profit, because the 520 coins that he has already given to Lawrence, he's getting 1,020 coins worth of stuff. Okay, now here's another thing. I think this is what Lawrence was saying, and which I wasn't able to understand while reacting. Lawrence was saying something repeatedly, saying something like, there's no loss in my book. I'm not going to gain anything, but I'm not going to lose anything. I wasn't able to understand that part while reacting. I think I understand it now. That is exactly why he was saying he's not going to make a loss. Because since he's getting the money now, obviously he's going to buy the, pyrite at today's market value. That's why he's asking around for, stuff. So if he is able to keep the market value same and buy it, like if he's able to, since he's getting 520 coins, if he buys it at 520 coins, it doesn't matter in the future if it becomes 1,020 coins, it doesn't matter, he's not going to make a loss because he has paid 500 for it. So you need to understand this. I think I'm properly, if this is what I can understand. When is it a loss? When you have to pay from your own pocket, isn't it? Lawrence isn't really doing that. Lawrence is taking 520 coins and investing that 520 coins. Yeah, it might increase to 1,020 coins, which he'll have to give back to Amati, but it doesn't matter. He didn't pay it from his own pocket, so he's not making a profit or making a loss. Amati is making a profit. That's the situation. So he's not losing anything. Yeah, he couldn't gain anything. He could have gained a lot, but he cannot gain it because he's going to have to give it to Amati. That's what he meant. That's why he mentioned, even if I'm not making a gain, I'm not making a loss. I think I understand it, why he said that now, because I wasn't able to understand that while reacting. Also, similarly, if the value decreases, again, Lawrence isn't really paying it from his own pocket. He has already invested that 520 coins, and which he got from Amati. So he's not making a profit or a loss. But if it goes down, the market value goes down, and he sells it, gives it back to Amati, Amati will make a loss. And that is exactly what he wants. Lawrence doesn't want to make a profit or do any kind of business. Lawrence's only goal is to make Amati lose money. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so. That is exactly what it is. And that's why he decided to take this way of doing it, I think. I see. Okay. Right. Okay, in other words, I'd like to receive 500 coins in advance right now. There you go. Then I will hand over the pyrite to you tomorrow evening. Yeah. And at which he's like, Amati's like, so I'll get the pyrite calculated at today's rate, even if the price has risen. There you go. And that's why he says, you're not making a profit. What's the point? I'm making a profit out of this. For example, I sell you one piece of pyrite worth 1,200 Iliad on credit. I would get the money from you now. Yeah, he's going to get that. Then even if the pyrite is worth 2,000 Iliad by tomorrow, I would still give you that one piece of pyrite. Yeah, okay, so I was correct in understanding this. On the other hand, even if the pyrite drops down to 200 Iliad, I will only get one piece of pyrite. Yeah, so he's going to make a huge loss. And that is when he says, why not trade normally? We're only putting a day between a standard trade. There's no difference than usual. He was going to say that, but then he realized, no, wait a minute. It is different, So he realizes what Lawrence is trying to do. He immediately realizes that Lawrence is doing this to make him lose money so that he's not able to, he's not able to provide the 1,020 coins to him. So he realizes that, and that's why he was correct. At first he was correct. He was like, yeah, what's the point in this, But then he realized that, oh, the point is that if I lose money, he's going to gain, Because it is true. If If this was a normal situation, even if Amati lost money, it wouldn't really matter to Lawrence. But it matters to him now because, he won't be able to keep his end of the bargain if he loses money. And that's why this whole marriage contract is going to be null and void. All that stuff is going to happen. And he realizes that now. He's like, oh, so that is why you're doing it. Technically you are not going to be losing or gaining anything, but I actually stand a chance in losing stuff or gaining stuff, basically. And that is your plan. Selling on credit means receiving money by selling an item you do not have. If you buy on credit and the item gains that much in value, you make that amount of profit. So if you sell on credit, you're hoping the value of money will increase. You want the value of the item you sell to decrease in value. There you go. Yeah, so he'll lose money. As expected, you're quick to catch on. Interesting way to do business. It looks like I cannot see the extent of this world if I only trade in FIT. Okay, and wait a minute. Let me read this part again. Okay, that is your plan. Selling on credit means receiving money by selling an item you do not have. Okay. If you buy on credit, selling on, okay, wait a minute. If you buy on credit and the item gains that much in value, yeah, you make a profit because obviously you gave a little bit amount, but it has increased in value, so you're getting more. So making a profit. Well, if you sell on credit, he's selling on credit, hoping the value of money. So if you sell on credit, you're hoping the value of money will increase. In other words, you want the value of the item you sell to decrease. Yeah, so that's literally what he says. Okay, so I thought he was saying something else. Okay, never mind. So that's literally what he says, like which I was talking about. So basically, if you buy it, if you sell it, no, if you buy it in credit, if your value increases, you're going to make a profit. And since you're selling it to me, you want the value to decrease of the item. So that's why like I'm going to make a loss. That whole thing. Interesting way to do business. Okay, at which Lawrence says, okay, this time you can gain a proportional profit from the rise in prices if you buy 500 coins worth of pyrite from me, but your losses will be that much bigger if the value goes down. Yeah, if it literally becomes like, I don't know, like 50 coin worth, then imagine how huge of a loss you'll be making. Yeah. So, and then Amati says, if you make a profit, I will make a loss. It's not technically, he's not really making a profit, is he? Like I said, his value is remaining the same. What he's paying for, he's already invested it, so he's not really going to make a profit, I guess. Wait a minute. Oh no, wait, if Lawrence sells it, okay, so here's the thing. Since Lawrence will be selling it to him tomorrow, if tomorrow the market value goes down, if Lawrence buys that pyrite then with that small amount, then he's going to make a profit. If you can understand, like I said that if Lawrence invests the 520 already and then gives it to him tomorrow, only he'll be making a loss. Lawrence won't be making a profit or loss. But if Lawrence doesn't buy it now, he already gets the money from him, waits for the market value to change, and if it really drops, and if then he buys it and then he sells it to him, yes, then Lawrence will make profit because he's buying it for a smaller amount and selling it for that amount. So he got 520 worth, buys it for 5020 worth, and sells it back to him. So he's making 450 profit out of it. That is the only time when he's going to make a profit. But if he does that, that also has a huge chance of Lawrence making a loss, because if the value increases, then Lawrence will have to buy it with a higher amount and give it to him. So here's the thing: if Lawrence takes this money, invests it immediately, then there is no like risk of either a profit or either a loss, or then also you cannot make a profit out of it. If he already takes it and invests it and gives it to him, I guess it doesn't really make sense doing something like that, because why would you do it? You're literally not gaining anything from it. But in this situation, I can see, like the only thing that Lawrence wants is Amati to make a loss. Then it would make sense to keep yourself in the okay situation, like, oh, you're not taking a risk, you're neither making a profit nor making a loss. But if he doesn't buy invest it immediately, if he waits for tomorrow and waits for the market value to either go up or down, and then he buys it, then it's a different story. If it goes up, then then Lawrence will be at a loss. If he goes down, Lawrence will be at a gain, and Amati will be at a loss. Okay, if that's why he said, if you make a profit, I'll make a loss. This is, and he's like, Amati, I'm challenging you to a duel. Now, like I said, I don't understand one thing here, or I'm not 100% clear. I'm not clear if Lawrence is deciding to immediately invest it, or he's deciding to wait up until the market changes and then he's going to invest. Based on that, Lawrence might make a profit if Amati makes a loss. Because I was talking about okay, you know what? Let's wait for that part, because I was kind of listening to that part where Lawrence was saying, I'm not going to make a profit or a loss. So that's why I thought maybe that's what he's planning. But you know what? Let's wait and see. I'm going to go to that part and read that. So he says, I'm challenging you to a duel. Okay, so Amati's like, you can't really call it a duel. You cannot possibly do this trade without putting it in writing. Even if the price goes down before the end of the day tomorrow, I will probably sell the loan document earlier in the day. Oh, so Amati is saying, oh, interesting. So he's saying he's going to sell the loan document in itself. Because obviously they'll have to have a writing, and it's like the loan document. So he says that even if it goes down, if he says the loan document earlier that day, as long as it rises enough to meet the amount needed for the contract. I see. So he's saying that obviously this is the market. It can go up, down, up, down, up, down. So if Lawrence waits for the next, evening, and if by the evening the market value is down, it doesn't matter, because Amati would have already sold the loan document when the price was at a highest. So just think about it like this, I guess. From 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m., at 6 a.m., if the price is still increasing and it's at peak at 12 p.m., Amati would have sold it by then, the loan document, and he'd get enough money. And now obviously if the thing goes down again and Lawrence waits for it to be at the lowest point, and then he makes a profit out of it, and he sells him, gives him back the pyrite, it wouldn't matter, because he already sold off the loan document by that time, and he already so I guess that's what he's saying. As long as it rises enough to meet the amount needed, I'll just sell it. So what's the point? Is that what he says? I think so. This is far too disadvantageous. Yeah, that's what he's saying. It's too disadvantageous for you, because anything goes wrong, you're the one who's getting completely, you're falling in the disadvantageous situation. Like, I can do a lot of things in this situation. After all, even a small rise in price there you go. So I was correct. So he literally says that even a small rise in price would be enough to make me reach my goal. And as soon as he reaches that, without being greedy, he can just sell it and just be done with it. I don't wish to accept a deal when I gain from your loss. It may seem this way if you look at the deal alone. Small disadvantage is just right. And he's like, what? There's a chance that Hollow tears up the contract of marriage with you. There you go. And this is what I was saying. Hollow exactly signed the contract because of this. She made him overconfident. Because here, immediately you can see, you have an agreement too, right? Even if you pay off her 1000 silver coin in debt, you're shouldering the heavy risk that she may not say yes. True. So if that happens, he's literally screwed. He paid for Hollow's contract, and then Hollow's like, oh, I'm a free person, screw you. Goes on her way. he's going to completely go into even more loss. So it is true. That's what Lawrence is saying. If if she tears off the contract, it's over. It's done. It's done. And that is exactly why Hollow signed it, because of what happens now. How he reacts here is the exact reason why she signed it. He says like, oh, I don't think it's something you need to be worrying about. I heard the two of you got into a severe fight, and Hollow, I think Hollow deliberately told him that, again, to make him more overconfident. And he says like, okay, Hollow has cried in my arms 3 times since we started traveling together. She's pretty cute when she's like that, but she's a stubborn one. Okay, there are times when she acts in opposition to her feelings. And he's like, yeah, I accept. There you go. And that is why Hollow signed the contract, and also, like, probably told Amati that, oh, we had a fight, this and that, all these things. And so Amati's like, yeah, she's definitely going to accept it. And that's why he's so overconfident. If Hollow didn't do any of this, Amati probably wouldn't have taken this bet with Lawrence. I accept your challenge, Mr. Lawrence. I thought it would be too cruel of me to take everything away from you. However, if that's how you choose to speak, I accept this challenge. With this, I will take everything from you, Mr. Lawrence. And they do a little handshake. So there you go. That's it. Done. I'm guessing he already gave Lawrence the money then, now? Because that's what the whole, like agreement was. He's going to pay him now. Okay. Okay, so then he goes back to his friend and he's talking to him. Right, so they're like, yeah, it's done. Like, my business with you is a little bit too serious to be talking about, right? Money making scheme. Okay, all that. Here we go. He says it's profitable in a sense, but that's not my goal this time. There you go. Meaning, doesn't the wholesale purchase of wheat unusually focus around the end of the... Oh, I see what he's trying to do. Okay, so he's going to use this money to purchase wheat? No, wait. No, that doesn't make sense, because he will need to buy pyrite. No. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, you know what? Let me read this. I think I'll have to understand. Like, up until now I understood, but I don't really understand how Lawrence plans to execute this plan. That I still don't understand. Let me read it. Doesn't the wholesale purchase of wheat usually focus around the end of the festival? It does. I like a certain rumor to be spread. Okay, so the rumor is like, yeah, you don't spread the rumor, you use the kid to spread the rumor. What is a rumor? When I give the signal, I want him to say this. I wonder if it's about time for the price for wheat to go. But I don't understand one thing. Is it really going to work? One kid just saying something like this, is it going to work that well? I guess it's rumors, it increases more and more, it goes through people. Even if he's the one who utters this, it's probably other people are going to hear it, and they're going to utter it somewhere else, and that's going to be like, like a snowball effect, and it's going to become a whole ass, like a rumor going on, and people are going to buy into the rumor and, go start investing in wheat, and the pirates' price will drop. Okay. Are you planning on making the prices of the stones drop using a rumor? Yeah, like exactly, that's what I was also saying. Is it going to work that quick? Easily. Something like that. Most of the people trading pirate are traveling to sell something and buy something before heading home. Yeah, and usually they buy wheat, but this time the whole pyrite boom is going on, so if the price of wheat is rumored to increase, they'll rush to buy it before that happens. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If it increases, then yeah, they'll try to rush before it increases so that they can make a profit out of that. Because they're merchants, any opportunity they can get, they'll try to make money out of it. So even if they're buying pyrite, they will probably, if they get to realize that, or they hear the rumor that the price of wheat is going to increase, they'll be like, oh, then it's a great opportunity to make a profit out of it. And here's the thing, if I think about it, so basically, they'll be making more profit out of the whole situation. First of all, they're buying pyrite. Pirate's price is increasing. So if they buy pyrite and keep and the price keeps increasing, if they sell it, they're going to make a profit over there. And using that money, if they invest it in wheat, which is rumored to go up even higher, they'll make even a higher profit. So they're using the pyrite money, which they already made a profit out of, to invest in wheat, which is going to increase again in the rumors, and they plan on using that profit to invest in something to make even further profit. So I guess it's not really like, what I thought when he was talking about this? I thought he was talking about everyone will decide to let go of the pyrite profit to go for the wheat profit. Technically, that's not what's happening. They are getting the profit from pyrite. At the same time, if they invest in wheat as well, they're going to get the profit from wheat as well. So they're not losing anything. They're gaining even more. I guess that makes sense, because if it was a situation where they had to give up on the pyrite to get the wheat, it would have been a tricky situation. A lot of people probably wouldn't fall into it. But it's not really you're giving up on it, because you're already getting a profit out of selling pyrite. Using that profit and the original money, you're trying to make even more profit. So you're not really losing anything, I guess. So that's why it makes more sense now. If the price of wheat is rumored to increase, they'll rush to buy it before that happens. They'll sell the pyrite they bought, earn some side money all at once. There you go. So more profit they'll get. So it's basically something like this. You're hearing that, no, you're already making a profit out of like a certain object, and then let's say it's an object A. Object A, you're already making a profit out of it. Then you suddenly hear that, wait, object B, it's rumored to the price to increase. So you're like, okay, I'm already making a profit out of object A. Let me sell all of that, get the original amount and the profit, and invest that whole amount in the newly upcoming, trend that is going to happen, which is object B. And then I'm going to make even more profit out of it. That's literally what you're doing. So you're not really losing anything. You're gaining even more. And that's why a lot of people will probably jump onto it, even if it's a rumor. And then that will naturally lower the price of pyrite, which is true. That's what's going to happen. More and more as they start selling pyrite, the price for pyrite will drop. And there you go. And the more and more people start investing in wheat, I guess, wheat's price will also increase, and then make a profit over there. Okay, lower the price of pyrite. I didn't think you'd be such a simpleton. That's not all. Once all that pyrite is on the market, how much? 1,020 coins worth. Okay. Are you stupid? Imagine how much that will hurt your wallet. It doesn't matter how much the price drops. Okay, as long as I get 500 silver coin worth of pyrite, which is what he'll have to return to him, my wallet won't hurt whether the price go up or down. I see. Okay, so that's why he was saying he's not going to make a loss out of it, because I see. So his plan is basically, he got the money. Now obviously the price of pyrite is at all-time high. He needs to somehow make the price go down. How do you do that? It's spread this rumor so that people start investing in wheat, and as soon as they do that, they'll sell off the pyrite, which will decrease the pyrite value. And and that's when he's saying, as long as it's 520 worth, my wallet won't hurt, even if the price goes up or down. I think that's what he says. Okay, I don't think you'd be such a simpleton. That's not all. Once all that pyrite is on the market, how much? 1,020 worth. Okay, how much that will hurt your wallet? It doesn't matter how much the price drops. What the hell are you saying? As long as I can get 500 silver coins worth of... Okay, I don't understand this part. He talks about 1,020 coins. Okay, wait a minute. Lower the price of pyrite. Such a simpleton. Once all the pyrite is on the market, okay, I don't understand this part. So what's he saying? He's going to buy 1,020 coins worth of pyrite? Yeah, that's what he's saying. As when that much amount of pirate, everyone's going to sell it. So when that's 1,020 silver coins worth of pirate is out on the market, and his friend is like, "Are you stupid? Imagine how much that will hurt your wallet." And he's like, "It doesn't matter how much the price. If I can get 500 silver coin worth of pyrite, wallet won't hurt whether the price goes up or down." Oh, I see. Okay, it took me so long to understand what he's trying to say. He's saying like 1,020 coin worth of pyrite when it comes out. He says it doesn't matter if the price goes up or down. I just need 520 coins worth of pyrite, and that's it. You know, so because that's what he needs to. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Because he has to give him a particular amount because he took it on credit. He will have to give a fixed amount to him. Okay, yeah, I understand what he's saying. Like, it's pretty obvious what he's saying. Like, but I'm not able to understand what exactly, like, the part here, the words that he's saying. I cannot understand that, but I do understand what he's trying to do. So, like I said, basically what he's trying to do is, obviously he plans on spreading this rumor. The training, the pirate cost, market cost will go down, and when it goes down, he will buy 500 training coins worth of current price worth of stuff, and then give it back to him. And if it's like, like in a lower, if the market value has gone down, he'll be making a loss out of it. Like, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah. And that's why he wants to spread the rumor so that the value goes down. Yeah, I'm doing regular trading on credit. For my price is safe whether the price of pyrite goes up or down. Like, I don't again, wait a minute. Sold on credit. Doing regular trading on credit. Okay, so here's the thing. So I was correct previously. He's going to invest in pirate before the market goes down. Like, I was saying, like for a moment I thought like maybe that's not what he's planning. He's planning on buying it or investing in it only when the market value goes down. And if that's what he does, then he'll have a risk of either losing money or gaining money based on the market value. And that's why I was so confused when he was saying it doesn't matter whether the market value goes up or down. I was like, why? It does matter, doesn't it? But so I was correct at the beginning. He plans on investing it now when it's at the same amount. And that's why he's saying later on, if the value goes up or down, it doesn't matter to him because he's already invested in it and he already has the amount. So he's not making a profit or a loss. So I was correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I was correct in thinking that, because I changed my mind at the end. I changed my mind to think that, oh no, maybe he plans on investing later when it goes down. That way he can make a profit. But I think he doesn't plan on that. He already plans on investing in it. So it doesn't matter if the market value goes up or down. It doesn't matter. He won't really get any type of repercussions. Okay, in exchange I get no gains. There you go. Okay, I was correct. Yeah, so he already is going to invest in it. Amati might lose a lot of money or go bankrupt, which looks like he took advantage of his ignorance. No, he accepted knowing the risk. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. He knew what Lawrence is trying to do, and he still took the risk because he's so confident in the whole. As he said, he can just sell it as soon as it reaches a certain amount, and then he'll be fine. But that's why he said, like, there's a high opportunity that Hollow might actually tear off the whole thing. So that's the disadvantage. So you still managed to get him to accept with that silver tongue of yours. What do you want me to do? If I go around buying a lot of pirate, when the sun goes up, prices will continue to rise. True. So that is why he says, I want to gather it secretly without affecting the market. That's why I want you to use your connections as a town merchant. It's okay if you want to buy it at a slightly higher price than the current market in cash. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll pay with Lumina gold coins once you've gathered. And he's like, yeah, if you have to buy it with a little bit extra amount, don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'll pay with Lumina gold coins once you've gathered enough. Of course, I'll pay you as well for your efforts. And this is where he says like I cannot. And when he's like why? All you have to do is just buy it, using your connections. You're not losing anything. All I'm telling you to do is to buy Pirate. I'm not asking you to invest. What do you lose in this situation? This is where he says like I'm a settled man over here. If I do something like this, and other people will see this and they'll have bad rumors about me. Town merchants will talk about me, say that yeah, like he has lost his mind, he's gambling and stuff, like stuff like that. Town merchants would rather make a modest living with their main job, not take a risk like this. So like obviously people like Lawrence and the others who are traveling merchants, they won't understand. I might be the owner of this store, but I'm not really the only part of it. My family, the people who works for me, everyone. Yeah. Even for a small shop like this, the price of my shampoo is surprisingly expensive, as he's saying. So basically he's saying like, yeah, I have a reputation. I cannot, like toss that out. That's how it is. So Lawrence sits down and he's like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been this unreasonable. And this is why he says like, don't worry about it. I'm sure like, Hollow, like I saw her, I know, like, like I can understand that, you're fine. She won't be the type of person to go against you or betray you. But obviously, like I said, Lawrence himself probably knows that marriage thing is just a way to rile up Amati. But there's a part of him that nags at him probably because of the previous night where they had that conversation and he's still being affected by it. Okay, so that's why he's like, I'm not really, that sure. You're still running around because you still have a chance still, right? You have any other angles you can work with? And he says like, okay, I'll talk to Mr. Batos. Obviously, Lawrence didn't really mean anything more by it, but he says, his friend is like, oh, you plan on using that woman. And he's like, wait, what? What woman? And he's like, oh, like, am I wrong? Like, she's an alchemist, isn't she? Okay, at first Lawrence I also don't understand. I'm like, wait, what can she do? Then here we go. And this is where he says like, oh, alchemists have pyrite. And this is where it strikes him, and I also was like, oh yeah, that's right. They're the type of people that reputable business would never work with, so it is not going to affect the market price, in other words, no one has touched their pyrite. I'm happy that you thought of inventing on me, but this is all I can do. Yeah, I almost missed this opportunity. This is why he says I cannot do things openly, but I can at least mutter about the financial situation of others. So he's like, yeah, I cannot really buy the stuff for you, but I can tell you that, oh, you know what, that person, he actually has a good amount of money to spare. Or that person, don't bother, he probably won't be able to do anything. And that, like that, you can probably, make use of that information to do something about the whole, Come back later, I can at least point out the places that might be interested in selling. There you go. To think that you'd make a face like that, no wonder she's done something so bold. He's talking about the marriage contract. I didn't understand when I was reacting, so he's like, oh, that's why, since she, Lawrence didn't understand what he's trying to say, but what I could understand, he's saying that the fact that Lawrence is trying this much and, probably made Hollow realize the amount of, I guess you could say, like effort that he's putting into it and realize. And that's why she has gone and done something so bold, which is probably signing the marriage contract. Because she has faith that Lawrence will do something about it. Or at least that's how I interpret this, what he's saying. I'm just saying that merchants should stick to thinking about business. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, you do what you do best. So go on. I'm sure a good wind will blow. And he's off to meet Diana. And that's where it ended. So yeah, that is my, this is the whole discussion section. I knew this was going to take a while. Oh my god. So I think I was able to understand everything. If there's anything I missed or didn't understand, you can let me know in the comments. And yeah, so that is it, guys. I'm going to end it here. Great episode. And, yeah, so this is the whole plan about, like how to do this whole thing and how to become triumphant in this whole situation. Let's see. So that is it, and that's my reaction. Thank you for watching, guys. This was my reaction to episode number 17 of Spice and Wolf. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Spice and Wolf. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.